nowhere there is training as an entrepreneur.
It's not from Black Panther. Get a good accountant.
Welcome to the Comms Hub, where we discuss all things PR, digital marketing, and branding. My name is Abigail Kalata. I'm the head of PR at Tishala Communications. Today, our guest is Nomsa Mdhluli, CEO and founder of Tishala. We're celebrating 8 years of Tishala. How does that feel?
It's the big 8. Time really flies. But I think for us, it's been time that has been used wisely, and it's converted into such amazing things.
Great. So before we start speaking about Tishala, let's talk about Nomsa a little bit. Where you from? What have you been do? What brought you to this point?
Nomsa is from Mamelodi, Pretoria, the daughter of 2 teachers. So I was always surrounded by education and books. I am number 4 out of 5 children,
Yeah.
the youngest of the daughters. And I really think where I come from and my family really shaped who I am and where I am today. And when it comes to my career, I think my mother from an early age could see that I was somebody in communication, who was a great speaker. So she always encouraged me to do the speech festivals, the poetry festivals, and all of that. And, I think the dream got deferred a bit after she passed away when I was a teenager. But after matric, when I was then considering, what I wanted to do with my life, I think the career counselor at UNISA really then helped me redirect me to that path that was identified for me at a very, very young age. And she said, the comm space is definitely for you. Fast forward a couple of years later, I found myself in a newsroom. So I worked for Eyewitness News. I also did talk radio as well as a talk radio presenter. Worked for SABC, which was such an amazing time in my life. But also, Tishala started as a side hustle.
Yeah.
So while I was a newsreader, because the hours were not, you didn't work a full day, I did a lot of events, PR for mainly cultural events, your music concerts, and all of that. And that slowly developed into where we are. In 2023, I left work. So I had to then build a sustainable business. That's when I really started putting structures in place, really defining what it would mean for the business to be sustainable, the kind of clients that we wanted to work with and service as well. And yes, and we are here.
You know, you qualified as what? What was your qualification?
So I actually studied public relations, but I wanted to study journalism. But I could not study journalism full time. It was part time. It was not given on a part time basis. So the closest option was public relations. And then I did my honors in media studies.
Yeah.
And then my master's is in mass communications.
Okay. So nowhere there is training as an entrepreneur. So all your entrepreneurial acumen was done on the job.
It was done on the job. It was also done. I have a community of entrepreneurs that I realized I had to reach out to, because although I knew how to do the work, but as soon as the work becomes monetized, there are certain compliance issues, pricing, and all of those things that really matter to the sustainability of the business. So I've had a lot of support from friends who are entrepreneurs, from my community, and a lot of it has also been through trial and error as well. So, and it's really a skill that I had to develop. I also then also registered for a short course on entrepreneurship and business management. That also really helped me as well.
And how do you find the experience of being an entrepreneur? So obviously you've been a salaried worker, and now, for since what, 2023,
Mm.
you've been full-time entrepreneur.
Yeah.
What has that experience been like for you?
It's a very humbling experience. So much lies on your shoulder. You are kind of responsible in a way for people's livelihoods. So the decisions that you make and how you run the business can affect your team. So it's something that I'm mindful of, that this decision, what will it translate to? Will it harm or enhance the business and the team as well? But I must say, in terms of character building,
Mm.
it has also been one of those exercises as well. I remember one of my colleagues asked me, "What is the one thing that entrepreneurship has taught you?" And I can say, I've had to be courageous. And so I'm not afraid anymore.
Mm.
Um, Nothing scares me anymore, because if you don't take leaps of faith, if you're not courageous in the face of fear,
Mm.
um, you can't move forward, and you can't even encourage the team to even move forward. So, one thing that it has instilled in me is being fearless.
Okay, interesting. So now we're going to bring the conversation back to Tishala.
Mm.
So you were working where? At the SABC? Where were you working when your first foray into PR? Just start us from.
I was working at the SABC.
Yeah.
So when I registered the business, I was working at the SABC, and then I was working as the news anchor for the morning show.
Mm.
So after that, I think I would knock off at around 10.
Mm.
I had the whole day to myself. So I started putting that into good use. One thing that I was very mindful of, from an ethical point of view, is because I was in the newsroom, I had to be very careful about the kind of clients that I serviced.
Okay.
Clients that were not controversial, where I would not have to compromise myself as well.
Mm.
And so the safest space was within arts and culture.
Okay. So you started in arts and culture,
I
because
started
that's
in
not where we are at the moment.
No, we totally not.
Yeah.
So now we actually service very niche markets in the pharmaceutical space, AI and technology, business development agencies, corporate foundations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about, the focus on tech,
Mhm.
because that is the sector
Mhm.
for which we won
Yes.
a gold prism.
Yes.
So how did it come that you were servicing tech companies?
Very, very interesting. So, remember, I said I was doing events PR mainly.
Mm.
I then was recruited to do an event, but for AI and tech. So it was a gathering of AI and tech experts and companies.
Mm.
And so that plugged me into that ecosystem. That was around 2018, 2019. Interestingly,
Mm.
2020, COVID hit,
Yep.
right? And that's where there was a boom in terms of technology and apps, because that was a period of no contact. People could not leave their home, they could not go to work. So you found a lot of tech developers developing app that could actually allow people to carry on with their lives, deliveries of groceries, deliveries of medication, and all of that. And you found those service providers then coming to us to actually do PR for the different innovations at that time. And that's how we got into tech. So the initial events PR led us to where we are today.
So with tech companies, there's a large technical component, and so what are some of the skills that Tishala has had to, uh, you know, incorporate to tell tech stories?
The most the most important foundation is being a storyteller by nature.
Okay.
So you need to know who your target audience is and what they want to hear,
Mm.
right? And tech forms every part of our lives.
Mm.
So it's within what the client is doing or the client's service or product, identifying those elements that can really resonate with the public. Um, and I think, and simplifying those narratives. Let's, for example, go into deep fakes,
Mm.
right? Which is one of the topics that we deal with on a regular basis with one of our clients. We once did a campaign, for example, so we've got deep fakes where, with the use of AI, you can really real life bring people into life, the use of their voices as well, like real life images.
Mm.
But you also get what is called deep fake fraud.
Yeah.
And so what we would do is then, create campaigns and educate the public on how this affects people in their daily lives. One of the campaigns that we did was during elections.
Yeah.
We saw how deepfake fraud then emerged to, spread misinformation during elections. And also because campaigning has gone online and AI has become so accessible. So we found that people are actually starting to use deepfake fraud to try and spread false information about candidates and parties and all of that. So that affected the democratic process as well.
Mm.
So those are how we bring these complex matters and really storify them and bring them to the public in a way that they will understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because that's a very important aspect because it's complex concepts that have to be communicated to an audience that does not necessarily have the technical knowledge.
Yes.
So you can't use the technical terms. There has to be a translation that has to happen.
Yeah. And
Yes.
also bring it into their everyday lives that you might have not been aware, but you encounter this on a daily basis. And this is how it affects you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the one campaign that was really interesting that, brought what our client Samsub does home to people was the whole campaign we did around romance scams.
Yes. Identity fraud.
Yes.
So, for example, our client has an annual report on identity fraud.
Mm.
And one of the sectors that it really affects is the online dating, where people are using deepfake fraud to try and lure others as well. And and the final result is just to get them money and to scam them. And so they use those platforms as well. And so we were educating people that while you're looking for love, and it's also a great space to look for love as well, because then you are exposed to a whole pool of people that you would not necessarily meet. But there are other people who have ill intentions and are using technology to advance that.
Ish. Yeah, that's the truth.
Mm.
Now, let's bring it back to Tishala. It's quite a unique name. Can you tell us what it means, where it comes from?
And no, it's not from Black Panther. We named it before Black Panther. We wanted to position ourselves as an African, uh, PR and digital marketing agency, not just as a South African. And when you look at the most widely spoken language on the continent, it is Kiswahili. So that influenced in terms of where to look. And we went through a couple of names. We came across this name, Tishala, and what it means: one who is will powered. And that's really the spirit that we bring to every campaign that we do. Nothing gets us down. No challenge is too hard. There's no mountain in terms of creativity or, you know, doing a campaign that we cannot conquer. And so that's the spirit that we bring into our work.
A can-do
A
spirit.
can-do attitude. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. So in the last 8 years, what has been some of the challenges that you've encountered leading Tishala?
I think one of the challenges has been partnering with people whose values did not align with or that of the company. So it's one of the lessons that I had to learn, that
Mhm.
in getting partners on board, but by partners I really mean team members. We don't look at people as employees here, but we look at people as partners. So you really have to, and that did not necessarily mean that they were bad people or they didn't perform. It just meant that where we were did not align with, who they were and what they wanted and their values and so forth. So those were very, very challenging. And building the right team and getting the right partners on board, yeah, that was one of the challenges. But I think we have overcome that, thankfully. So I think that was the major, major challenge.
Okay, and then what are Tishala's values?
Our values are strongly built on excellence.
Yes.
A lot of brands come to us and they entrust us, with their brands and their reputation. And we pride ourselves in delivering that excellence every time, because that's what our clients expect from us. Excellence in everything that we do. Uh, when a company or a professional comes to you and says, I'm putting my brand and reputation in your hands, that's a very serious matter. And we take it seriously and we apply excellence in everything that we do. And that has been evident in when, you have a client that actually refers another company to us as well. The secondly is we believe in partnership. We don't look at our clients as just clients. We look at them as partners, and they look at us the same. And so we, really partner, believing in that spirit of mutual respect and partnerships. Something that is way more just the customer and a service provider. And it's also evident in, the years that we've walked with some of our clients as well. And we are also forever pushing boundaries,
Ah,
and setting trends and being thought leaders in our industry as well.
excellent. So, last question.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming back to the role of an entrepreneur.
Mm.
If you have to give any piece of advice to somebody that's starting out this entrepreneurial journey, what would that be?
Get a good accountant. Get a good accountant, somebody who will help you keep those books in a very healthy condition.
Yeah.
That is very, very important for the sustainability of a company.
Yeah.
Number two, build the right team.
Okay.
Get the right partners as well, because who you have can either make or break the company.
Yeah.
Who you allow through those doors. So ensure that you get the right people who are aligned to the vision and the values of the company as well. And then the second thing as an entrepreneur is have the right work-life balance.
Okay.
When you are a healthy and a happy human being, it also translates into the kind of leader that you become.
Yeah.
You set the tone for the company as well. So that's one of the things that I've had to learn. It's very, very difficult when you are building a company to get that balance right, but it's very important.
Cool. Thank you very much for your time, Nomsa. It was a pleasure speaking to you. That's us from the Comms Hub today. Thank you for your time. Remember to like, share, and leave comments. Goodbye.